Hey there, this is Chris coming to you with another Garrett County video trail tour. I'm at what I'm pretty sure is the trailhead for trail number 38 on the ultimate Garrett County adventure map. Trail number 38 is the intriguingly named Wilderness Ranch Trail, right there, number 38. So we're generally kind of in the western part of the county. There's Swallow Falls State Park. We're kind of part of Garrett Park State Forest right here. And this is a little spur off of this forest road that goes through the state forest. Yeah, I've never been on this trail. Never really heard of the trail before I started doing the research for this map. This trail data came from the DNR. I looked, verified it was something was here on the satellite, but never been out on it. So I'm not really marked with any sort of trail markings, but there seems to be something here, generally where it is on the map. So I'm gonna give it a shot. And of course I have trusty old Spencer with me to help me lead the way. So it looks like this is the first kind of turn off here. You know, I've been going on this forest road, which in true Google Maps fashion is labeled as an actual road, but has the big yellow gates at either end. So if you try to use this as an actual road, you'd be out of luck. Yet another reason why it's good to have some backup information available other than just Google Maps. Because they just kind of tend to put everything that is submitted or on some source that they found, and it's up to you to figure it out when you get out there whether it's real or not. But it looks like this Wilderness Ranch Trail turns off here, and that's kind of cool. Starts to get into a little more of a typical trail type experience. Looks like we're still going to be following an old road, but a little less maintained. But I guess the tick issue may become an issue here. So I'll have to keep an eye out for those. I think this is where the trail is crossing, I think what's called Big Piney Run. So nothing of too much excitement here. Real thick laurels and roadies in here. Probably making a little nice waterfall with that culvert coming out, but yeah, trail's kind of interesting here. It's still obviously a old logging road, but surprisingly clear and wide still. So it looks like, can't imagine they come back here and cut this, but it's surprisingly well defined for something that doesn't appear to be maintained. Well, it's been about a mile of this type of trail where it's obviously still a forest road, but yeah, not vehicularly traveled, and pretty clear though. So it's kind of a mystery as to who's out here on this road, kind of keeping the trees clear, but not enough to really make it look well traveled at all. But it's been a steady climb uphill, so I keep hoping there's going to be a nice vista point when I get here near the top. But I have a feeling I'm going to be disappointed. Usually our round mountains up here just kind of covered with trees on top, and it's usually somewhat anticlimactic to get to the top of a mountain. But fingers crossed that there'll be something cool to look at. I noticed these big rocks off the trails just right down there, so I'm gonna see if climbing up here, if I can get a little bit of a view up above the trees. Looks like I'm gonna need both hands. All right. Getting out to the tip of this rock. Be ready for an amazing view of trees. But yeah, that is the often disappointing part of getting to the top of a mountain here. But it looks like it's still going up a little bit. So maybe we'll see if there's another view opportunity. But this is still kind of a cool little rock formation here. Kind of an interesting like dead zone here. It's just I don't know, it doesn't look like it's been logged. It's just a lot of dead trees, and ground's really dry. I mean, there's stuff growing here, but it's compared to everywhere else, it's been kind of swampy and mushy. This is all quite dry in here, so I don't know if there's just a weird drainage issue. The trees don't grow very well, but it is kind of interesting. And I'm not exactly sure where the trail is. This still looks generally well defined, and there looks like there's a potential for a view over this way, so I'm gonna give it a shot this way. Well, you know, no panoramic view all around. I think in the real estate world this would be termed a filtered view, but still a nice surprise nonetheless. I imagine we are looking over at West Virginia. I think we're right around the state line, the western border of Garrett County, looking west, and I imagine that is wild, wonderful West Virginia right over there. Nice little view from top here that looks like it's just kind of a natural clearing, kind of rocky. Just happens to have a nice spot where the trees haven't been able to grow in too thick, and you can get a pretty nice view. So I think this is about the end of the trail. It looks like on the map it goes a little bit further, but it wasn't even really clear where that physically is, so might poke around a bit, see if I can find some more of a trail, but if not, I'll probably turn around and head back. You know, this is just a favorite thing I like to do. Spencer, come on! Spencer, come on, buddy! Good boy, come on! Good boy, good! Spencer, look at that tongue! Hey, Spencer. Ready for a treat? Oh, good boy. Okay, back at the trailhead here for the Wilderness Ranch Trail. So my activity tracker had about 4.6 for the total trip. So we're right here. I don't think I made the whole trail. I'm thinking like right around there. And kind of zoom in, there's like a little peak there, and that's where I think I was looking off this direction out into West Virginia. So could have gone a little bit further, but the trail really started to peter out, and the weather's starting to turn a little bit here, so I figured I'd turn around. So probably if you do the whole thing, probably a 5-mile full trip. Oops, 5 miles. So 2.5 miles one way for the trip. Overall, pleasant trail. I just did my tick check and had no ticks. I still need to look at Spencer, but if I don't have any, I feel like it's a pretty good chance he didn't pick any up either. You know, the start out on this forest road, that's okay. You know, not a lot of active recent logging, which is nice. You know, I get that that's part of the process, but it's nice when you don't have to look at swaths of stump and fallen trees But then you get off of that fairly quickly and into still an old forest road, but a lot more overgrown and wild looking. And then you had that nice view at the end. That was kind of a nice little reward for the trail. Overall, it was, yeah, uphill pretty much the whole time, one way, and then downhill that coming back, and very quiet. You know, we've got a pretty nice area here where we're away from any big roads, so did not hear any road. I think I heard the train whistle, train horn in the back. You know, at one point it must have just been a right combination of acoustics to hear that. But other than that, it was just a real, it lived up to its name of wilderness, we'll say that. So another nice thing about the state forest areas are these kind of little pull-off campsites that are throughout most of the state forest roads. And the advantage to these, you know, there's no bathrooms. It's really a fire pit, picnic table, little stand there. But the state forest does not have a prohibition on alcohol while you're camping. The state parks, almost all the state parks in Maryland, well, they all, I believe, are alcohol free, and you can get special permits to have alcohol at events, but you're not supposed to have alcohol while you're camping at a state park. But in state forests, so these little campsites that are very kind of remote and off the main area, you can. So if that's a determining factor in your camping experience, just be aware of that difference in the state park versus state forest camping.